attend a sharp rally for an update for people from the University of Northern New Jersey, and I'm going to talk about a topic which is coming to the mind of pretty much everybody, which is called the reinstatement. So we're going to go over a little slideshow kind of how this restatement is done. The restatement is for students who fell out of status. Basically, this is a courtesy of our law firm, and everything I'm going to tell you here is provided only for educational purposes only. You should talk to an attorney if you need more details, but you can call us at 510-742-5887. But I'm going to cover a little bit the topic of reinstatement. Reinstatement is basically for people who have fallen out of status. In this case, on UNNJ, all the people who were there, their service has probably been terminated, and also they have some of them has been issued NTAs and means basically put in deportation, etc. But they can still look into a reinstatement, and the reinstatement is basically to get back that status under the federal statute 8 CFR 214.2 subsection F subsection 16. An F1 student is eligible for reinstatement if all of the following conditions are met by the student. So you have to meet all the conditions. You see the word here, all. You have to meet all the conditions. So first, you have the timing. You can file reinstatement only within 5 months after you fall out of status. In this case, everybody fell out of status pretty much on April 5th or 6th, technically, in terms of the service, so they need the reinstatement. Then the second thing is that you need to be not a continuous willful violator. That means you have not repeatedly requested to get reinstatement, and you didn't fall after status all the time. So you need that. Your intention is currently to pursue or intend to pursue a full course of study in the immediate future at the school which issued the Form I-120. And this is very much applicable to those who are already transferred in another school, and because they got the instruction to terminate the service, the schools are sending letter that the service is terminated. So you're already in that course, so there's a chance that your reinstatement chances are stronger. And for those who don't have a school, need to go and find a school, and this is becoming a little bit tricky because many schools are refusing to take UNNJ students. So you need to find that school within that 5 months and do the reinstatement. In the meantime, you might go in deportation, etc., but you need to be ready for that. So the other thing is that you should not have engaged into unlawful employment, and this is not explained that employment on CPT in the case of TVU student is not authorized. So this was done. This slide was done actually for Tri-Valley, so I'm using that for UNNJ, and in this case is all the time that you were employed under the CPT. Since the CPT was a legal CPT, I think it can easily be explained that your employment was authorized. So hopefully that they will accept that argument. So now beyond the student's control, the violation, this is another point that might be a little bit tricky. And again, like I said, this slide was done for TVU, so I am just using the same, but this is UNNJ situation. So you have to be able to that the circumstances were beyond your control. For example, many people told us that they didn't know the school was operating illegally. They checked everything and everything worked out right. So ultimately, they were able they thought everything was done properly. Same situation like we had in Tri-Valley. And again, like I say, I'm using the same slides, but this one applies to UNNJ. And also, you are not deportable under INE 237, and that's basically where it gets a little bit tricky. You didn't violate, because many of them who have this NTA on the bottom, it says you're in violation of 237, and you're not is not deportable on any ground other than 237. So in this case, most of the people are under the 237, so it's still good. You can still try the reinstatement. If there's a 212, for example, fraud, then it might not work. What are the requirements to file is still the same. The amount might change as we file, but right now still $290. The form is I-539, and you can file it on your own or have your school file it or a lawyer file it. You need to put a cover letter explaining how uh, you have to explain why you got into that violation. In this case, it is very clear that the situation is pretty obvious. The school was not a real school, and all this thing happening. And you also have to explain if you knew about this and you participated, etc. If you participated, you better not file reinstatement because it might be a problem. Participation means basically you were helping recruit, etc. So be careful and make a very good cover letter. It's very important. Now, new service, of course, you need a new I-20 from the new school to file that. Without that, you cannot file reinstatement. And you need a support letter from your DSO, so the school has to be supporting you. And this is why it's very important to, it's always advisable the school themselves file this reinstatement for you. And of course you have to show all your previous I-20s, including the one from UNNJ, and your financial statements and support, who's going to pay for your school, etc. is very important. 3 months of bank statements is recommended to put it in there. And also you have to show your passport is valid and your registration and your I-94 is current. And usually it's a DS when it comes to the student visa, so you need to put that, and a photocopy of the course registration from the new university. Now the other thing that is very important, a decision to reinstate is at the discretion of the USCIS, which is the DHS, and the processing times can be 2 to 4 months. And from my experience, it takes like almost 6 months. And if it is approved, a new I-20 form will be issued and the address listed on the 539. However, if it is denied, you will be accruing unlawful presence, so make sure you leave before 180 days. And unfortunately, from my experience, most of those cases do not get approved, but it's a good idea to have it in hand. And of course, it's our law firm, and we have represented clients on the TVU and the H4, and we are trying to help more students now with their issues, and hopefully we will be coming up with some new ideas how to help the students. We have been brainstorming a lot of ideas, but none of them are going to stick because it's a case by case. Some people might have an asylum, might have independent U visa, marriage to citizens, and you name it. So please make sure that you look into all your avenues, and if you want us to do a personal consultation, give us a call at 510-742-5887. We thank you so much for listening, and anything I'm telling you today is for educational purposes.